Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we're gonna make some birthday muffins. It's my husband's birthday tomorrow, so I'm gonna make some muffins tonight so that they're done for tomorrow. I'm going to weigh everything out ahead now so that it's not in the video because I feel like that's just gonna be too loud. So yeah, I will do that and zoom in a little bit and we will be back. Okay, so I'm following loosely a recipe written down terribly. I think it was from the BBC. I think it was, but it was like just a person, not like a baker, like a famous baker. I am substituting some things and moving things around. I'm not using sugar because A, I don't have it, and B, trying not to use processed sugar. So instead I'm using agave syrup. So I have measured that. And somewhere else online said when you're subbing agave for syrup, you do a ratio of 2/3 of a cup to a cup. So if you have a cup of sugar, then you would use 2/3 of a cup of agave syrup. I've gone less than that. And you're supposed to also reduce other liquids in the recipe by 2 to 4 tablespoons, and also reduce the cooking temperature by 25 degrees because agave, like honey, heats up quicker and burns quicker. So I'm gonna just do the temperature probably even a little bit lower and do it longer and just kind of like hope for the best, because it's better to do it under and for longer. And this recipe also called for oil, like vegetable oil. That's gross. I'm using butter. It's not quite melted, so I'm impatient and I don't want to like double boil it to melt it, so I'm gonna use a fork and mash it. And I was trying to decide, like, I had some blueberries in the freezer and I'm trying to think if you would prefer that or cocoa. And just in case, because the blueberries have been in the freezer for quite a while, I'm just gonna go with cocoa. The stuff I have is just the cocoa powder by Sainsbury's. And I was a bit close, sorry. I'm gonna put some mixed spice in, and I was thinking of putting a bit of coffee in. I think I might do that because he loves coffee and it brings out the chocolate. So let's do that. But I will do that off screen. So my hands are clean and I keep touching my face. I have measured out my flour and I've got my 2 eggs. The milk, I don't have a measuring jug, so I just do by eye. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and start. So I've got to mix the agave syrup with the butter and the eggs and then all the dried stuff together and then combine. You're supposed to sift the flour. I rarely do that because I'm lazy. However, it is for a reason, not the lazy bit, the sifting bit, because it creates more air. It'll be fine. So I'm going to mix all my wet ingredients in here. So what I will do, actually it said to whisk the eggs for a minute, and I have an electric beater, but it's going to be very loud, so I won't do that. I'll just do it by hand. I just use this butter for this milk, this knife for the butter, so I'll just use it to crack the egg. Didn't crack. So 2 eggs. I'm using lovely Burford Browns. We don't really get these normally because they're so expensive, but they're so orange. Okay, I think that's enough. And I'm going to mix in the agave syrup. Does your like whole body shake when you mix things? I feel like it's like a dance. It doesn't do it when I stir anti-clockwise, but when I stir clockwise. Okay, and the butter. I probably should have melted the butter. I might melt the butter and come back to you. Okay, so butter's almost melted. I went ahead and made some coffee. It's just maybe like a third, just a bit bigger than a third of a cup. Might not use all of it. I just eyeball, that's the way I do things. So yeah, so just waiting on the butter. So while that's melting, I will do the dry stuff, dry ingredients. So like I said, I've weighed out, it required 400 grams of flour plus 3 teaspoons of baking powder. That seems an awful lot. I've reduced the amount of flour because I'm going to put cocoa powder in. So I'm just gonna do like 2.5, because the worst thing is for it to taste like baking powder. So we'll just do 2 even spoons, I think. I'm just gonna do 2. I feel like that's what my gut is telling me. So that's what we'll do. And then it's a teaspoon of salt. I just have this salt at the moment. Okay. And if you're not throwing salt over your shoulder, I don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to do some mixed spice. Just a little bit because, you know, it's quite strong. Cocoa powder. I'm not going to measure it, I'm going to eyeball it. I think that's about right. And we'll mix this. Until it's combined. So my husband was out today and he brought us back treats. He brought me back some nails. Aren't they fancy? He's never done that of his own accord before. And I was very touched. So that's looking pretty. I don't know if you can see the colour of that. It is definitely a very pale cocoa colour, but I think it's combined enough. Okay. Put this to the side. I had it in like a DIY double boiler situation, so you can see that it's melty. Do you see if you've got kids and they have their own cutlery, little forks, little spoons, little knives, do you not think they're just so much better? Like his little knife is excellent. It's like perfect for spreading butter on toast. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's like a different brain thing. Like little things are better, but it's just the shape of them because they're chunky. Right, that's lovely and melted now. So we will combine that with this mixture. Okay. Can you hear the foam from the eggs? I hope that butter wasn't too hot actually and it's not cooking the egg. So the recipe said it should be quite thick, like syrupy, and I feel like that feels pretty good. Now it does call for 250 mils of milk. I'm going to use some coffee, so I'm just going to like eyeball it until it all looks right. So this is definitely not a follow along situation. Okay, I'm going to put some coffee in. I'm going to put about half of that amount. I think that's probably enough. Okay. And then, so I've done all of those ingredients right. I'm going to move things out of the way. And so the trick with this is to not over stir it, because you can create a really icky batter and it just it becomes really dense, and so I will do my best to pour this in. It really feels like there might be more liquid than dry here. But we'll keep going. So I'm gonna kind of like half fold it in to create some air, because we do want light muffins, not super dense. See, this is really quite liquidy, so I don't even see why you would need to add milk. Well, actually, it is getting thicker. Might add a bit of milk. Okay, there you go. Add some milk. I prefer to use Jersey milk, but we are so skint right now, so we just have to get the bigger sugar tubs. Oh, my arm is tired. Okay, that looks good. I had seen people in the comments, it had said in the recipe about making 20 muffins, and everyone was like, I don't know what I'm getting 20 muffins from. I got like 11, or I got maybe 13. I've got 6. 6 big ones. You're supposed to fill them, like most muffin recipes, 3/4 full. So we'll see how they go. But it looks so good. See? It smells really good. So, I need a big spoon. And I will reuse my little spoon and bring this over a little bit. So, excuse my gnarly looking tin. So I made my own wrappers. It's just baking paper, and then I found a shape that is the same size as the tin. In my case it was this, so you just put your flat piece of baking paper over and scrunch, and then just trim as necessary. So 6 of those. They're all uneven, but that makes them beautiful and different. So let's get this wooden spoon out of the way. When you were little, or maybe not so little, did you lick the wooden spoon? That was always my job. I always had to lick the wooden spoon. So I'll just spoon this in. If it stops dripping. Okay, I think there's definitely going to be a couple of batches. It looks really nice and creamy, like smooth. Do you know, I never fill them 3/4. I always do. I always just completely fill them. But I love the look of like massive muffins that are like spilling over. We will see. Good. So yeah, you would probably get like, I don't know, yeah, probably maybe like 12 if you dished it out properly, unlike me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest of this mix in the fridge. I'm going to bake these and see how they come out. And if they are too much, I'll know for the next time. So I'll bake them and then I'll show you what they look like after. They look pretty good. I have done the poke test. It's coming out clean. They smell really good, but they are literally just out of the oven, so I can't try it yet. I need to let it cool down. But they've come up perfectly. So I did it. So I have a fan assisted oven that works on its own time and space. So I can't even give a comparison because it's different from any other oven I've used. But I think I put it on. I've turned it off. I think I put it on about 100 and just under 170. I put it in for 14 minutes. No. Yeah, I think 14 minutes. That wasn't enough. I did 4 more minutes. So 18 in total. And they've come out really good. They are glazy on the top. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know. It's so dark in here. I live in a cave. But they look really good. And when they are ready, I will stick a candle in it. And yeah, it'll look cute. But they smell really good, and hopefully he likes them. I think as well these will be quite freezable, so we might put some in the freezer if they last that long. We will see. I don't know. I'm dying to taste them. Maybe I could take a bit off this one. It's nice. It's definitely not sweet. I probably could have put a bit more agave in it, but agave is really dear, so but it's really quite nice. It's really quite nice. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope this was in some way relaxing or entertaining. And I'll see you soon.